picture?
Oh, yes.
Did you see it?
Yes. And, you know, I have to tell you, oh, please. I have to tell you, Darren, that, okay, so when I do this.
You wanted to.
We had the...
It'll all come out.
Yeah.
Come on, do what?
Oh, God, yes.
You know, the editor will worry about it. But I have to sit there with him, and I have to take all the when I miss.
Well, why don't you do the cut?
Yeah,
The cut?
As a director, you would know about cutaways.
Yeah, you got to
All right, here we go. Darren McGavin, I don't remember the last time we saw one another, but I think it was when you were doing something for NBC in Los Angeles.
Oh, my heavens, that was...
Several years ago.
Yeah, that was probably The
Yeah.
Outsider. Could have been, or that's what, 10 years? What? Law and Order at Paramount? Yeah, that was NBC, that's right.
Anyway, it is good to see you, and I'm
Thank you, Bobbie.
particularly happy to see you under these circumstances because A Christmas Story is, I identify with practically every scene in it.
Isn't that marvelous?
Yeah,
Yeah.
grew up in the Midwest. And I wanted to ask you, have you won any lamps lately?
Do you know what that thing is? Do you have any? You've got to remember that if you grew up in the Midwest and that period in time. Do you remember knee-high drinks?
Yes.
N-E-H-I?
Yes.
That was the symbol for knee-high drinks that they gave him for a prize.
It is hilarious.
Isn't it funny? It's a
Absolutely
lady's
hilarious.
lamp. It's a lamp made out of a translucent lady's leg. Right?
Yes.
It's gorgeous. I love it. It's my identification.
And I could identify with your wife when she accidentally broke it.
Please, broke it, yes. Yeah.
I have to ask you, Darren, because of all the Christmas implication of this, what's the most memorable Christmas you ever had?
Oh, heavenly days. I don't really know. I don't really have, that's a funny question to throw at me, because I don't really do much with Christmas. Neither one of us do. We didn't have very much of it when we were children, either Kathy or I. So it's not something that we've ever kind of brought into our adulthood. It doesn't mean a lot.
You just kind of, it's just
Well, we take a day off and we have Christmas dinner and we have a few friends over, or we'll go out with friends. But we don't really, it doesn't mean a lot to us. Isn't that funny?
Well, I mean, it's just, you know, we all have different things we celebrate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. Then, as a child, was there ever anything that you longed for desperately, like he longs for the air rifle?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I wanted a bicycle so badly I could taste it. And it was during, unfortunately, I was growing up as a kid, that period of time, during the end of the Depression, and there was simply no money. I mean, there was no money. My dad couldn't give me any money to buy a bike. I went out and I worked all summer picking strawberries in Puyallup, Washington. And I got enough money to buy a used bike. And I think that was one of the first things, I was very young, I think that was one of the first things that set me in my own independence. I said, if I can do that, I can do anything.
And by golly, you darn your hat.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do have to ask you, Darren, because you're a select few. You are one of a select few of actors. You do it all. You do theater, you do films, you do television, you do it all. You've done it for many years. You've always been a working actor in demand. Now, we all know, of course, the talent has to be there. But then you and I both know actors who have that, and it's just feast or famine and a lot of famine. Now, how do you explain?
I have no idea. I really don't know why. We don't, neither Kathy or I are very big on personal publicity or personal aggrandizement. We just don't do much of it. I don't know. I guess every once in a while it slows down for, 3 or 4 months or 6 months. Never more than 6 months. I don't remember. And then somebody says, "Oh, gee, there's McGavin. Let's, and I'm back, and then all of a sudden I'm doing 3 or 4 things at once again, and it's constant. It's been that way for the last 20, 25 years.
I wonder
And I have no answer for why it is. I really don't know.
Well, I don't want to put words in your mouth, Darren, but do you suppose that, some people, not only actors, but just in life, people are not willing to change with the times? Is that part of it?
No, I want to change with the times, certain things I don't want to change completely. I would rather I stick my own kind of moral values. I don't want to swing those around. But, yeah, you've got to adjust to what's going on in the world.
Yeah. Well, it is something that I couldn't help but think about. Of all the things in your career, I don't mean any specific role, but just your career in general, what are you most proud of?
I don't know. I don't know. There's a couple of plays that I loved doing. I loved doing The Rainmaker on Broadway. I enjoyed that very much. I loved doing The King and I. That was grand fun. We opened up Lincoln Center in New York with that. Gee, I don't know, a few other things, some films, oddly enough, a couple of television shows. We changed the credit structure of the United States with a play called, teleplay on the lawyers called The Invasion of Kevin, Ireland.
What do you mean changed?
Well, you never used to be able to find out what your credit rating was, and if you suddenly got mixed up in the computers and you were a bad credit risk, you couldn't change it, and that stuck to your life forever, and you couldn't alter it, and you couldn't get into it. And we did a show called The Invasion of Kevin, Ireland that was shown to Congress and entered into the congressional record, and they voted on it 6 weeks later and changed the credit rating so that you could get in and alter any bad ratings against you if they were wrong.
And you played the lead role?
I played the role, yeah. Kathy and I did the thing, written for me by Roy Huggins. Yeah.
Every time.
But you know, people don't remember that. I remember because it was a grand fun doing it. It was a wonderful role for me. But people don't remember it really.
What do you remember most about working with Katharine Hepburn in summertime?
Oh, in summertime? Well, I remember about Katharine Hepburn that she said, you are getting much too fat on this Italian food and you should really go on a diet. And she hit me in the stomach and I slapped her in the fanny and I said, you're getting a little too bony too, Kate.
Well, Darren, again, I have to say it's good to see you. And thank you for all the laughs and the enjoyment you gave me in watching A Christmas Story.
Bless your heart,
I hope
Bobbie.
it does the same for everybody who's watching us right now.
I think so. Go see the picture. You'll love it. It's really very
Okay.
funny. It's a good film.
Thanks, Darren.
Thank you, Bobbie. You're terrific. You're terrific.
There. And I'll give you some reactions first.
It's funny about Katie Hepburn. You asked me about that. It's interesting. We were doing Summertime in Venice, and I was reading a script that was not obviously the script that I was working on in Summertime. And Kate came over and she said, what are you doing? What are you reading there? And I said, it's a play that I'm going to do when I finish the picture. And she said, oh, I said, as a matter of fact, Kate, it's a wonderful part for you. You want to read the script? And she said, oh, no, I never read another property when I'm working on one. And I said, oh, okay, well, all right, I think you make a mistake, but that's okay. Came back to New York, opened in the play, took it out of town, came to New York with it open. It was a big hit. And Hal Wallace bought the property.
Now, okay, single shot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As a child, was there any particular thing that you longed for as much as this little boy longs for the air rifle?
Yeah, I wanted a bicycle.
Okay. How do you explain your longevity in this business?
I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know what it is.
Could it be your willingness to change with the times?
Yeah, I guess it has something to do with it.
Okay, all right. What do you mean, changed things?
I don't know.
That was, okay. All right. What do you remember most about working with Katharine Hepburn in the movie Summertime?
Well, I remember that she used to slap me in the stomach.
Okay, I think that will do it.